Welcome to the Peak District. We've been walking for about an hour through the forest. We've parked the other side of the reservoir over there. There were several streams and pools and puddles in the forest, so I think Lassie is pretty tanked up with water. We've just got to get to about 2 or 3 kilometers in that direction. Hopefully we'll pass some flowing water. I've emptied one of my water bottles. The other one's about half, but I've got some in the pack. Thankfully, whilst it's hot and sunny, there is a breeze, which is helpful. Don't know what that is through there. Doubt it's a power station, but it's probably just the quarry works, I guess, because there's a quarry over there, so I guess that's the quarry works. Go on then, with the crocodilius. Go on then, Lassie. The crocodilius LassieCam has found this beautiful mud wallowing thing right on the top. It's probably for the sheep, but it's it's perfect for Lassie. Oh, Lassie, look at the state of you. Oh, Lassie. Go on then. Go on then. Go on then. The Lassidilius crocodilius. You're exactly like a crocodile when you're that deep, Lassie. Oh, God. We'll be looking out for the herds of bison and wildebeest and zebra and what have you in a minute. That's deep, isn't it? That is deep. Look. Oh, God. That's giving you a jolly good soaking. Oh. Oh, Lassie. Yep. Oh, that was nice. You enjoyed that, didn't you? That's cooled you off somewhat. Oh, Lassie. Oh. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm talking quite quietly because I don't want to disturb her ladyship. We're in the Peak District. It's a very, very hot day, and her ladyship has been hiding in various shady positions, and now she's found this nice rock to hide behind. So I think this is a new spot. So she's stood up now anyway. So she's found this new position. Look at her bright eye wagging, and look at her, all right, Lassie, settle down, go and rest. Okay, go and settle down. So she's found that little spot there. We were going to go somewhere today, but there's so little water, and I've got water fairly close to me, that I think today I'm going to chill out in camp. There is a path just up over there where, you know, a few people have wandered past, but thankfully so far no one has come down. That's a view from here, not that you can see it in camp because the tent is down there away, but we walked in from over there somewhere, sort of through that, along that path along the top, I think, and then I think Ladybow Reservoir is over that way. I wanted to park, or I wanted to see if I could park on Snake Pass and then get in that way, but that road was closed, so not possible to get in that way. So we ended up parking down by the dam, and then quite a long walk in, so it's going to be a bit of a trek out Sunday. So like I said, there is some water sort of somewhere down there. It's not very easy to find, so I don't really recommend coming up here when it's to camp anyway, when it's very, very hot. There really is a complete lack of water up here. So tomorrow when I get walking, I will fill up, and then we'll go at the top, and we'll find somewhere at the top not too far away, and then it'll be an easy-ish walk back. I've got with me the Hilleberg Enan. I'd like to once again thank Chris Townsend. So go and check out his blog, go and buy some of his books to support him. But he loaned me his Hilleberg Enan. I'm not quite sure whether this is the first edition or the second, to be honest. I'm a little bit confused as to which one it is. The material is very, very light weight on the outside. The weight of it with the crossing pole, the spare pole, but no pegs, was it pretty much exactly 1 kilogram, you know, give or take a few grams. And then obviously add in your pegs, and you're looking at about 1.1, you know, kilograms for this. I mean, I must admit, it's a nice tent actually. You know, if anyone wants a tent and they want, you know, Hilleberg and you can get one, it's nice. You know, I mean, obviously I'm a tarp MLD person, but it's decent. I mean, you know, 1 kilogram is pretty light, you know, for a tent. I'll show you around it more, you know, later on or in another video or something. But yeah, I mean, I like it for a tent. I think it's good. I mean, you've got a ton of porch space. You know, you can put as much, you know, you can put a load of stuff in that porch. It must be a similar size to the Acto. The only thing that I would have maybe done slightly differently is that zip. It actually stays done up very, very well, but I would have liked to have the zip, because I lie with my head at that end, so my head is always at that end. Therefore, I'm kind of got a little bit of yellow material by my head. It's not really much of a problem, but it would be nice if the zip just went a little bit further around, or a bit further back or something along there. Maybe the zip could go a bit more that way and a bit of, but then you're, you know, effectively doing that, you're adding, you know, an extra 10 or 20 centimeters of zip, which is a bit more weight. But from my point of view, that would be convenient. as it is, it's fine. There's no zips at their foot and head end. It's just this like material it's like a mesh type of material. It's quite clever. It's, you know, plenty of air can get through, so I don't think that it matters too much. There's no vent at the top. I'm assuming that that's quite airy, those big vents at the front and back. It was very comfortable, super easy to pitch. Very, very nice tent. Very, very nice tent. Anyway, we've just been chilling out, you know, in camp. We haven't done anything at all today. I didn't do any recording when I got here last night. I did some walking in, but I was quite tired last night, so I didn't do anything. And then I was quite tired this morning, and it's gone back, back over there. And this is literally the first recording that I've done today. I didn't bring the chair with me because it's I didn't want to carry the weight up here, but I've been using this very, very lightweight foam. It's doing a pretty good job, and a very convenient bush just there for leaning against. Tomorrow's supposed to be a little bit cooler, so we'll kind of, it's supposed to be overcast and cooler tomorrow, so we'll kind of see whether, you know, see whether that is as it is. Nice little breeze. When that breeze comes through, it's very pleasant. There's a lot of kestrels around here. I had one kestrel just sit up on a rock up there, and I can't quite tell what he was eating, but I have a horrible feeling it was probably French. I think it was a frog. But he was certainly eating something. But there's a load of kestrels around here. You probably can't really see it, but there's one just there coming down to the ground. So he went straight down. Here he's over there. I must admit, if you like bird watching, this is probably this is probably an ornithologist's wet dream up here. There's just like loads of birds, mainly I could say kestrels, but there's quite a few kestrels here. I did get a few bits at the outdoor trade show, which I thought was quite nice. Oh, well, the socks. Dan Taff gave me some socks, which I thought was very nice. Sierra Designs said to reach out to them, and they'll maybe hopefully get me a pack, so that would be good. Sea to Summit, I think I might get something from Sea to Summit, because ironically the chap from Sea to Summit recognised me from when I used to go and visit Dave at the Gorge Outdoors in Cheddar. So maybe I'll get something from Sea to Summit as well, so that would be nice. I think they do mats and such like. I did reach out to Nemo. I don't know whether I'll hear anything from them. I did, I chatted to a nice lady there, but I don't know if anything will come from that. Rab said to reach out to them, as did Terra Nova. I would be surprised if Rab or Terra Nova did anything, to be honest. I think they've got their own army of supporters. They probably don't, they probably won't want the likes of me, which is fine. I do like this tent though. I'm quite impressed with this tent. If I didn't have, you know, a complete and utter love of MLD stuff, this is probably my favourite tent now, because it's light. It's only 1 kilogram. Okay, add on some pegs. It's quite light, and it's surprisingly spacious, and there's a surprising amount of, you know, of headroom as well. Yeah, I must admit, I'm quite impressed with that. If you want a tent, obviously go and get your MLD stuff first. Obviously that clearly is my, you know, nothing will ever be better than that. But I must admit, I'm kind of starstruck by this. It's pretty decent. Okay, all right, well, this is the inside of this food. And that is really quite solid chunks of food in there. So you get a fill line, which is probably about where we are. I do apologise, real Turrmat Basecamp food. I did some recording, and then, like an absolute idiot, realised I'd not hit record. So while this is doing its stuff, and that is real pieces of food in there. Tell you, my brain, I think this hot sun's got to my brain. Okay, well, we're going to have to do this way now then. While this is stewing for 8 minutes, first of all, sorry I didn't hit record. Real Turrmat Basecamp food, thank you for the sample at the outdoor trade show. Although it was interesting, because the first time I went along, the first lady said, no, we don't need any more YouTubers, we've had enough, thank you. And it was just by chance that I went back again, spoke to someone else, Laura, thank you very much, and I got a free sample and a business card. So maybe we might get some more, and I got one more of these back home as well. So maybe if you all make nice good comments below, you know, maybe we'll get a couple more free samples. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll have a look at the back, as I'd already done, but I didn't record as usual. Step 1, open the top tear mark, which I've already done. Add hot water, 70 to 100 centigrade, according to the fill line. So we do get fill lines here. Make sure to stir well, which we've done, and it really does remind me of fusion food in here. It was real solid chunky pieces of food. Close the zip lock and leave for 8 minutes. Adjust with water to your preference. Dinner is served, folks. All you need is 3.7 DL of hot water. Enjoy eating outdoors has never been easier. Enjoy your meal. So first of all, very clearly it's telling you your fill line here, which you can visually see, and then in very clear writing there it's saying how much water you need. Now I did have to look up 3.7 DL. It's obviously some EU European thing. 3.7 DL is deciliters, so 370 milliliters. So 3.7 DL is, you just knock off the dot, add a 0. 370 millilitres. I must admit, I'm feeling quite hungry. It's been nearly 8 minutes. I can't wait any longer. So we do get a second tear line here. So this is something new that these companies have been putting in, thankfully. And that is some solid, chunky food in there. That's a lot of peas. I hope you like peas. I'm not a big pea fan, but if it's all mixed up, it doesn't really matter. That's nice. And it's hydrated well. I must admit, I'm not a salmon fan, but it is nice. And I must admit, it is nicer than the Expedition fishy food. But if you like hake, then that was fine. I mean, that is real. That is very, very similar to fusion meals. Well, you know, a tiny bit chewy, but not much. Yeah, it is nice. That has hydrated well. We'll try another piece of fish in that. That one was a bit chewy. That hadn't hydrated perfectly, but that piece was better. I think it kind of depends where it is. You've probably got to give it a really good stir. I mean, to me, fish is never going to be as nice as a meaty dish. But if you like fish, and you want fishy outside, like this, then it is nice. Everything else is very well hydrated. I think fish must be really quite difficult to do, because obviously when you do fish at home, you don't want to cook it for too long, so it just falls apart. But it's going to be difficult to score this. I must admit, this is nice. It is definitely nicer than the Expedition fishy one, the hake one. Not as nice as the meaty ones, but then I really am a carnivore. I know fish is meat, but you know what I mean. I mean, it's going down very well. All gone. Well, apart from a few bits for Lassie to lick. Yeah, that was, oh, my leg's gone to sleep. That was, that was very nice. If you like fish, salmon, then yeah. If you like hake, then you'll probably like the Expedition food. If you don't like hake, And I must admit, I'm not a big fan, so you've got to take my prejudice against hake into account. If theirs had been salmon, probably would have been very, very similar. I think the biggest difference is I can't really remember what the other one looked like now. You need to send me out more food so I can literally open two up side by side. I think the pieces in this were bigger. This really did remind me of Fusion Foods, which was literally the best. But it was a one-man band and it was just very difficult, you know, to do. That was very, very nice. Score. Right. With the chicken that I did, I gave it 8. And it was, you know, it was significantly nicer than my chicken, mainly because my chicken just didn't quite hydrate properly, my homemade one. My own personal bolognese with potato, I think I gave 9.5 out of 10. I can't remember how much I gave the hake. I think I gave the hake 8. And the meaty ones with Expedition Food, I've given 9.5 because I must admit, they were very, very nice. And I have got a pork one of these that I will try another time. I think I will give it a 9.25. Really, only because of my prejudice towards meaty things. You know, if you like fish, then this is probably 9.5, 9.75, something like that. Because there was solid pieces of food in there. It hydrated mostly very, very well. It was easy to eat. Clearly the instructions were Tony proof. Yeah, I did enjoy that. That was very, very nice. So thank you very much to Basecamp Food for this. I don't have any links, no promotions. I just had this one, and if you're looking for some of these to eat, I don't know how much they are. Yeah, very nice. Good evening. I say good evening. We've got through the cauldron of the day. It's been a hot one today. Lassie's been hiding in the shade over there. She's been hiding in amongst these things here, and she's been drinking her water there, so we're going to have to get more water for her, or fill up her bowl. But you can see that the sun has finally, it's still here, but finally the tent is in shade at last. There's a little bit of a breeze now as well, so hopefully that makes everything a little bit more tolerable now. But it's been a good old hot one today. I don't know what that temperature's been in the sun, but I've basically just been sitting in the sun. Mad dogs and Englishmen, as they say. But I'm covered up. I've got my shirt, long sleeve shirt. This is why when I come wild camping and come out like this, I always dress. Maybe it looks like I'm dressed for the winter, but I always dress, you know, with a long sleeve shirt and long trousers to protect the arms and the legs. And given that I knew it was going to be hot, I brought my Tilly hat to, you know, give some protection. But we've been drinking you know, a lot of water. So that one's full, that one's full. We've drunk, okay, that's full now, but we filled it up. So we drank one of those. That's nearly empty, and we've drunk one of those already. And that one's empty, nearly. And we've drunk, you know, before I filled it up. So I don't know exactly how much, oh my God, unfiltered, untreated water from here, unboiled, but it must be, oh, I've dropped dead. You like the acting? It was very dramatic, wasn't it? It must be a good 4 litres that I've drunk of water, and I haven't picked up mad sheep disease or anything like that. Obviously, you must do what all the other sheep do, because of course it's what everybody tells you to do. And obviously I don't want you crying to your mummy, oh, we were the poops and we did what Tony did. It's all Tony's fault and it's all the water's fault. So obviously, filter your water. Be a good little baby. Filter your water. Do what all the other sheep do. Do what everyone else tells you to do. Hopefully no one else turns up this evening. No one turned up last night. Hopefully no one does today. It's 6:30, so probably unlikely that someone's going to turn up now. Hopefully if someone did, they'd bugger off anyway. But tomorrow we're going to try and get some sleep tonight. Try and have a little bit of energy. It's not quite as hot tomorrow. I think it's the forecast is a little bit cooler, overcast, cloudy. So walking, you know, it should be easier tomorrow, but we will have to carry plenty of water because there won't be water up there. So that is going to weigh us down, but we're not planning on walking, you know, very far. I'll just show you around camp now that it's just cooled off a little bit. So make sure you take all your rubbish with you. Obviously, I got a couple of extra spare pegs because I put an extra few in. I haven't put that line out because I want to be able to walk past it and it's not windy enough to need it. I put the other one out just because, really. So it's really pegged out with, you know, 2 shepherd hooks in the corners, 1 groundhog at the back, 2 more shepherd hooks on those corners and 1 groundhog back there, and then just a V peg on that side there. And as I said earlier, it served very well. It's the usual mess for those that like my mess. I've basically just been relaxing and there really, and I had that bit of foam and I've just been leaning against that. Hopefully will help keep away any ticks or anything. So I've just been drinking tea, obviously my tea stuff there. I've had my meal. I've still got 2 meals left there and some more crackers, 1 thing of cheese, plenty of fuel. Finished 1 power bank, so I've started the other power bank. And obviously inside I've just got the short X-Ped. I've got the short thermarest, which is enough for this time of the year. I must admit, I do prefer a long mat. I just find it a little bit inconvenient, really, the short one, because your bum's either slightly off or your head's slightly off, or it's just not the most convenient. So I must admit, generally speaking, I prefer a long mat. But when it's very, very warm like this and you're trying to save an extra few grams, then it's worth shortening it. You know, you probably save 100, 150 grams, something like that. So that's worked fine. Everything else is pretty much, you know, the same. I brought the PhD M-degree sleeping bag with me, and obviously my nighttime clothing. Although nighttime clothing this time basically is just socks, light leggings and a t-shirt, and that's all. I didn't bring a hat because I really don't think I need a beanie now, and I didn't bring a fleece because I really didn't think I'd be needing a fleece. I've got the down jacket, the PhD 150 grams down jacket, maybe the lightest down jacket in the world. Your decathlons probably can't meet that weight. That's the view. We're right on the edge. We're right on the edge here. If you do want water, there is water just down in that valley there. So not this valley here, but if you head through there, then there is water down there. It's just a trickle. But I think all the water that's just underground up here, it's just kind of dropped down and it seems to flow down there. So you know, there is some, I say it's been an absolutely stunningly beautiful day. It's just been, like I said, it's just been a hot cauldron today. I'm glad I didn't walk. I was planning on maybe heading up that way today. I'm glad I was too tired to move today. One thing I will just say about this spot here, I'll just show you around. It's probably not somewhere that I would come too often. It's obviously a reasonably well used, you know, popular spot. Thankfully, mind you, it doesn't seem to be quite so many now that I'm looking around. There seem to be loads of them. Most of them seem to be over here where people have, I don't know whether they've had fires or they've brought up. We can probably guess. We can probably guess who did that. But there's quite a few old fire marks. Some of these might just be dry grass. I'm not too sure. There's a fire mark there probably. But there's a congregation of fire marks here. I don't think they're stone marks. They could be where the stones have been, where people have moved the stones as well, to be fair. It's difficult to tell. I'm not quite sure. Is that fire marks? Or is that where that stone constantly gets moved around? I'm not sure. Let's see. It's a good question. I'm not sure. So, you know, just be a little bit careful if you're using, you know, popular places. Try to put stones back where they came from, because if you end up moving stones around, then you just get patches of dead grass. So try to leave your stones where they were. Doesn't matter so much if you're literally in the middle of nowhere, but you know, if it's a relatively popular place, then probably better to try and put your stones back. Finally, the sun is. It's so good that sun has finally gone behind that rock. It's been a scorcher. It's been so hot all day, but it has been surprisingly relaxing. There's a load of kestrels around. I've seen 2 kestrels land up there. There's a lot of flies. There's some butterflies. Or moths or something. Okay, alright, well, I think I'm just going to chill out, you know, a little bit more. It's going to be 7 o'clock soon. It's surprising, really. When I got up this morning, I didn't really have anything planned to do. There are some video ideas that I had, but I must admit, it's been far too hot to be making videos, and I really just don't really feel like it so much at the moment. And like I said, it was so hot, I just wanted to sit and rest and do absolutely nothing in that heat. Alright, I'm going to stop talking, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Nothing really. I'll probably get into the tent about, I probably won't get in at 7, but I don't think it'll be too long before I get in and I can lie down. I think I might get more water actually. Just top up a couple of, because that's full, that's full, that's full, but I've got 2 bottles that are nearly empty, so, and if I fill them up, oh bugger, if I fill them up tonight, then it's less that I've got to carry down and back up tomorrow, so I think I'm going to go and do that.